The Galactic Senate had never witnessed such silence. In the vast amphitheater that housed representatives from 14,000 civilizations, not a single being dared to breathe audibly. The holographic displays that normally flickered with diplomatic chatter remained dark, their operators too stunned to process the data streaming across their screens. Ambassador Sarah Chen stood at the central podium, her small human frame dwarfed by the towering delegates surrounding her. The Krillian representative, a crystalline being that stretched 12 meters into the chamber's upper tiers, had finished his speech 17 minutes ago. His words still echoed in the translation matrices. Humanity's contributions to galactic civilization remain negligible. The statement had been delivered with the casual dismissiveness that had become standard when discussing the newest members of the galactic community. Humans had been part of the Senate for barely 3 standard years. A microscopic fraction of time for civilizations that measured their histories in geological epochs. Negligible, Sarah repeated softly, her voice carrying clearly through the chamber's acoustic design. That's an interesting choice of words, Counselor Vexthurium. The Krillian's light pattern shifted to what humans had learned indicated mild amusement. Indeed, Ambassador Chen. Your species has contributed nothing of significance to our collective knowledge. No revolutionary technology, no profound philosophical insights, no military innovations. You are observers. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the chamber. The Nexari delegates' tentacles writhed approvingly. The Threnodai Collective's quantum consciousness pulsed with satisfaction. Even the ancient preservers, those billion-year-old energy beings who rarely engaged in Senate proceedings, seemed to radiate approval. Sarah nodded slowly, her hands clasped behind her back. You're absolutely right, Counselor. We haven't contributed much to your databases. We haven't shared our weapons technology or our military strategies. We haven't uploaded our cultural archives or our scientific methodologies to the galactic networks. Precisely. Vexthurium's lights flickered brighter. Your species lacks the sophistication to. We've been watching instead. Sarah interrupted, her tone remaining conversational. Learning. Studying how you interact with each other. How you resolve conflicts. How you treat those you consider lesser. Something in her inflection made the Altarian Trade Minister's feathers ruffle with unease. 3 years, Sarah continued, beginning to pace the small platform. 3 years of diplomatic protocols. 3 years of following your rules, your procedures, your carefully constructed frameworks for civilization. 3 years of words. The chamber's silence deepened. Even the ambient hum of the station's life support system seemed to quiet. And in those 3 years, we've watched the Nexari hegemony systematically strip mine 17 inhabited worlds, while this Senate debated resource allocation protocols. We've observed the Krillian Empire reduce 6 species to indentured servitude, while you discuss cultural integration parameters. We've documented the Threnodai Collective's forced consciousness absorption of the Gentle Dancers, while you held committee meetings about cognitive rights frameworks. The delegates began to shift uncomfortably. The Nexari representatives' chromatophores darkened. Counselor Vexthurium's light patterns flickered to what humans recognized as irritation. These are internal matters, the Krillian announced. Your species lacks the historical context to 17 billion sentient beings. Sarah's voice cut through the chamber like a blade. Gone. While we talked. She stopped pacing and faced the assembly directly. You want to know what humanity's contribution to galactic civilization will be? You want to understand what makes us different from every other species in this chamber? The silence stretched until even the energy-based preservers seemed to focus their attention. Sarah smiled, and something in that expression made creatures from 1,000 different worlds feel a primal unease they couldn't name. We don't talk about problems we intend to solve. The tactical displays throughout the chamber suddenly blazed to life. Fleet positions materialized in brilliant holographic detail. Not one human fleet, but dozens. Hundreds. They hung in space around every major Nexuri mining operation, every Krillian processing facility, every threaded eye assimilation node. As of 17 minutes ago, Sarah announced calmly, every ship, station, and facility involved in the systematic oppression of sentient species has been neutralized. Not destroyed, we're not monsters. Simply disabled. Permanently. The chamber erupted in chaos. Delegates screamed, roared, buzzed, and pulsed with fury. Translation matrices overloaded as 14,000 different species demanded explanations in their native languages. Sarah raised her hand, and somehow, impossibly, silence returned. The age of words is over, she declared. The age of accountability has begun. And in that moment, every civilization in the galaxy understood that humanity's contribution wouldn't be found in their databases or philosophical treatises. It would be written in the freedom of 17 billion souls.